But we're moving on to our last topic. This is your topic. David, what are we talking about?
Okay, yeah. So I thought maybe we could discuss what we felt could have been in your gaming career something that has given you like a sense of accomplishment, an achievement you unlocked, a platinum trophy you grinded to gain, something, a kill streak. Like, oh, I got my first nuke on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, if you were one of those kind of people.
Not that good.
Just something that gave you a sense of pride and accomplishment in your gaming. Something that you look back on and you're like, yeah, I did this, And so I thought I'd start off with myself. For me, I had a couple things. One, I think the biggest thing for me was, and a lot of people, if you've ever played WoW and you were in a raiding guild, then you would relate to this. And this was back when I was during the Burning Crusade first expansion. I was part of what was called Team 2. Okay, Team 2 is in WoW. The term Team 2 is not considered good. It's almost like, oh, you're part of Team 2. Why aren't you on Team 1? That kind of thing. That makes sense. Because you have your better raiders were usually in Team 1. And
so they would go in first?
So you were the B team, not the A team.
We were like the B team. Yeah, we were like the B team. And
oh no.
Team 2 was myself and my friend Stacy, who her character name was Kalora. And we were the raid leaders. We were the leaders of Team 2. We didn't call it Team 2. We called it Team B because the way raiding worked is there was this 10-man dungeon called Karazhan, right? And then after Karazhan, there was this one called Gruul's Lair. Gruul's Lair was a 25-man raid. So both teams would combine to make one raid to go do. There were two separate raids.
Yeah. Okay? So wait, does Team 1 go in?
We raid at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because you each get your own raid dungeon when you go through the portal. If you played WoW, if for those of you who have played WoW, you know what you mean. You know what I'm talking about. Because you go through the portal and it creates your own raid zone for your team. So we would go in the first week or the first half of the week. We would go in. We would clear out Karazhan with our raid team. They would Team 1 because they were doing it longer than us. Would usually go through and do it faster than us. And then we would go through. We would get done. And then by the end of the week, that Thursday or Friday, we would group up both of our teams, and then we would go and do Gruul's Lair. Okay. So it really wasn't like, oh, this team's better than this team. It's just it was called Team 1 and Team 2 because we had to split up in order to do Karazhan because we couldn't go as a 20-person because it capped you at 10 players. And so as a raid leader, when we got to the point to where we started beating Team 1 in clearing Karazhan, oh, the feeling was so good because they were, kind of smug. Oh, why are you guys taking so long to clear out Karazhan? And they'd been doing Karazhan like a good month before we even formed and started going. Mm-hmm. So they were already geared. They were already familiar with all the boss fights and all that. But when we got to the point to where we started clearing the raid faster than them, oh, that feeling was so good. Because we were just we would pop out and be like, what's taking you guys so long?
And then you're like, we're the new Team 1.
Yeah.
Look at me. I am the captain.
Yeah. And so as the raid leader, Stacy, Kalora, and myself, we were just like, yeah, go us.
We're top dogs now.
Yeah, because that for us is just something that we did this. Her and I, we formed this team. We did this. And now for our guild, we were the faster of the two teams. Even though we got started at it late, we could go through and do all the bosses first try, and then they started to struggle, and it was fun. It was fun to watch, which ultimately, unfortunately, led to tension between the two teams.
Oh,
but we lost some members because of that. But the very first time we beat Karazhan before they did. That high that we got, that feeling was fantastic because it was just a big middle finger to them because they were always like, oh, we're done, what boss are you guys on, you know what I mean? But yeah, that for me will always be something, that first time we killed Prince Malchazar before they did.
What about you, Quinn? What's an achievement you've come to conquer and feel like
I'm gonna grab Ashley real quick.
Okay. That you feel that was one that you will never
So
forget? You can set her up right here.
I'm not. Well, the first things that came to mind is like getting a high score in something, or like.
I thought you were gonna say getting your high school diploma.
No. It's
like that's a good accomplishment.
That's not
I
a
guess.
video game. Life is not a video game.
I wish.
I mean, I guess you could, but it'd be depending on your lifestyle, it'd be a pretty boring one or an exciting one, I guess. And like getting ranked in VGC, like those are the first things that come to mind, but I don't really want to talk about those because I've already kind of touched up on them briefly before.
Yeah.
But I have two, if that's okay. The first one I'll probably say is a little shorter than the second one because the second one has a little bit more history.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is when I first started playing Pokemon X, because I was the first.
I thought you hated Pokemon X.
I do. I absolutely hate that game. But it's a good competitive Pokemon game. I don't think the story is very good or the characters, especially coming after Black and White. But it was good. It had good online features, good competitive, and also like cool mechanics and added fairy types. But I just think the story revolving around the game is just not very good.
Comment section below.
Yeah, you can hate on me about that, but it's worse than Gen 1.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Gen 1 was bad?
Yeah, the original Gen 1, I don't.
All right, we move on. We'll
Gen 2 is better in every way.
We will talk about it in the next.
Okay. We'll discuss this later. So I was playing that game a lot, and it was the first time I put a lot of time into a Pokemon game because I put like 500 hours into that game. And I got my first shiny Pokemon, and it was the shiny Pokemon I really wanted because Gardevoir is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, and its shiny is pretty cool. Like, its regular shiny is like Black and White, but it got a Mega Evolution in that game. And I was like, no, actually, yeah, it's technically Black and White. Like, it has a black dress, and then it has like white, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a human, like white skin, essentially. And it got a Mega Evolution, and I'm a huge sucker. Like, my favorite things, this is going to sound a little weird, but, like, my favorite trait for, like, female video game characters, like, when I, like, play them or I just think is a cool trait is, like elegance. Like, one of the reasons, like, I think Princess Peach is really cool is because she's got, like, the cool, like, just ballroom, I guess, sort of, like, princess dress. Like, kind of classic. And then I just, like... I can't think of anything of other, like, elegance or royalty. I mean, like, if you guys watch Avatar: The Last Airbender before? No? Okay.
I mean, when it premiered, and then I just kind of
You mean the movie or the anime?
The anime. I don't want to
talk
about I don't want to talk about the movie. The movie makes me so sad. But when the character...
different name in the movie than he has in the
They're like,
anime.
Ong Sokotoa.
Sokotoa.
But yeah, I just like those type of characters. I think they're cool. But I got a shiny one of those, and I was really excited. I didn't use it for when I played competitive, though. But when it had its Mega Evolution, it was really cool. Because Gardevoir's Mega Evolution is it gets a giant flowing ballroom like dress, and it like looks awesome. And I was just like, at that moment, I was like, this is a cool a cooler Pokemon, because I was like, how do you make a cool design already cooler? Which is the whole point of the Mega Evolution. This is like to make the design even better than it already is. But I guess one of my greatest achievements was I was playing Mega Man ZX, and you guys probably haven't played that game. I don't think a lot of people have. It's just a handheld Mega Man game that's a continuation after the Zero series and X series, hence the name ZX. And in this game, you play as a sort of like, they're called Reploids. So, well, I believe you play... So there's Reploids, which are just machines, they're androids, and then there's humans. But in this point in the story, humans and machines have sort of merged together as one, as like a law, because prior to those games, like the Mega Man X series and Zero series are about the tension between robots and humans, like in Overwatch. But
so Overwatch stole all their ideas.
Yeah, exactly. No, just joking.
Nothing original about it.
So they they merge the humans have to have like cyborg parts, and cyborgs or robots, I mean, aren't allowed to like live forever because technically machines would just have to replace parts and they could function forever. And so you play as this person who's known as there isn't Mega Man in this game. They're called Mega Men or Mega Mans or whatever. I don't know how you want to call it, but it's pretty much like Power Rangers. So they get these like little metal things and they can transform into different forms.
Okay. So like how Mega Man could.
Yes.
But now there's more of them.
Yes, there's more of them, and they're not Mega Man because he had the power to just steal people's powers. But when you kill bosses, you take their metal away. You're like, you were using it for bad. Now I'm taking it away.
Got it.
But one of the coolest boss fights in all of history, I think, is in this game, because after you beat the game, you go to the after. There's an after part of the game, and you're in this like sort of hard area, and it has like cool music, and you go down. And you you walk into this room, and you always know when you're fighting a boss in Mega Man because it always has the doors and stuff. And then
it falls down.
Yeah, exactly. And so you walk in the room, and there's like space in the background, like planets, and you're like, well, what's going on? You walk forward, and you see Zero from the Zero series, and it was just so crazy. And then he says something in Japanese, which I believe my friend told me that he says, "I'm the Messiah," when he says that, and then he starts laughing, and then you go into the boss battle, and that boss fight is pretty hard because it's already hard on its own. Like, I had to cheese him out by using this ninja style, and then just throwing a giant shuriken that hits multiple times, because he has a barrier thing that he lays down that does damage to you and also recovers his HP. And then he also has his gun, he has a sword, he can knock down boulders and stuff like that and do all these weird things. And it is just crazy. And it's not the real Zero. It's just, if you played the Zero series, you'd know it.
Spoiler.
But what I didn't know is, because the reason I wanted to fight him too is because if you beat him, well, so I thought, you get his like form. You can become Zero, and he's one of the most broken characters in that game because he has inputs like Street Fighter inputs where he can do like shoryukens and stuff like that. And so I beat him. I was using the ninja thing, and I was like, okay, sweet. Did I get it? And nothing happens. I was like, no way. And you don't rematch him. I at least I don't remember. So I was like, what do you have to do? So I look it up. And I was never good at any of the Mega Man games. I always tried hard, but I was never good at any like platformers of that kind of variety. And even though this one's more of a Metroidvania. And so I was like, I looked it up, and you have to beat him on hard. And on top of that, you have to beat him in the ZX form, the basic default form. So you can't like use any of the stronger forms in the game. It's just like the basic, you get a Buster and Sword form. And I was like, okay. And also on hard, I believe you don't get like extra HP or anything like that. I forget how it works, because like on,
so you're getting like basic,
you get
Mega
basic stuff. Yeah,
or one of the Mega Men.
Yeah. I mean, you can use the other forms in the battle. You just don't unlock him though.
Yeah. So you were going all in.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm earning this.
I was like, oh my god, I have to do it. I need this form. It's so cool. And so I beat the game again on hard, which was difficult in itself because all the boss fights were a lot harder and took me a lot more time. Luckily, I didn't have to stick to ZX form for those ones. And then I get to him, and it took me forever to beat him. It just took a lot of time. And also, like, okay, yeah, I do remember. Like, it was just weird getting all the patterns down. It was just took forever, but I finally beat him. Then I got the ZX form. And one of the best rewards, like, out of a Mega Man game, because it was so overpowered and so cool, and it was just like, it was awesome.
Nice. All right, well, I got kind of two mini. I got three mini ones, so I guess I'll make this all into one little thing. Yep. So at one point, I was trying to do I was trying to get a lot of achievements, like just boost my gamer score. And so for like a couple months, I just started boosting my gamer score. So I went in and got Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is one of the easiest achievements that you'll ever do. You can literally put the game in, skip the intro scene, fight all you got to do is get a 50 hit combo, 1,000 gamer score, done. Popped it out, put it in the thing, went back to GameStop the same day and returned it. Now, here's the thing. When I did this, I told him about this. When I was doing this whole situation, I would go to GameStop. This was before they even had this. Like, they might have had this, but they weren't implementing it at all. I would go buy the game and then go home, play it. Within the 7 days, beat it, get 1,000 gamer score, go back, return it, and get my full-on refund back. And I go, I'll do it with trade-in value. And so then I would go pick a few more games and pay for like $3 extra, and I would get the other games. So I did that with Saw. Now, if you look at my gamer score with Saw, I'm missing one achievement. I tried going back. It's not worth it because I'd have to go through the whole entire game, and that game messes with you. I did get 1,000 gamer score in The Godfather 2. Great game. It took me like there's like a part in the game, if you play Godfather 2, this is how it works. And here's a little tip. They'll do the whole intro scene, and then after the intro scene, you get thrown into the game. And they don't really explain of how you're supposed to do everything. Like, there's still plot and stuff going on, but they don't tell you what you need to do. They just say, defeat the families, move on. Now, my thing was, I just defeat the families in this area. I'll go back, defeat the families in this area. Don't do that, because this is what happens. The families will come back into the house after you leave. They'll rise up after a certain time, and they'll take over that area. Because while you're fighting all the families, the other families are fighting other families. There's 4 of them. So if you just took down Green's house and you left and you let that go, Yellow will come in and steal the house, and then they'll build up that whole area. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just went like, screw this. I can't do this by trying to defeat everyone in an area. You had to target all the families all at the same time. Like, not all at the same time, but individually. So you'd have to take down the Green family. And then once you take down the Green family, they're gone. They don't come back. Then you go take down Yellow. Then you go take down Red. And you go take down Blue. I don't know if those are the colors, but that's how it works. So after I did all that, got 1,000 gamer score, finished that. I felt accomplished because that was the first game that I put time into. The other games I was just backyard football, and I plugged in 2 controllers, and I just I let one of the main defense guys just run off, and then I would run out and just keep going. Or there was times where I was trying to try to run out, and I eventually just started goofing around with it. I'd do both controllers at the same time. So I'd hike the ball, running back gets the ball, runs out, and then I would just run all the way back to my end zone and just keep clicking over every defender so they're running off screen, and then just run and then keep going, and then everyone's out of the way and I just score a touchdown. You can do it. Backyard football. I can't remember if it was 2008. I think you could do it on that one. So that was another one. That was my gamer score achievement stuff. That was pretty fun. Mass Effect was another one. When I beat Mass Effect, and I had him that I was talking to the whole trip. Great experience, and there was a sense of accomplishment after I beat Mass Effect. Even though
you mean the series and not just the first one.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. Because I was like, I got through all 3 games before Andromeda came out. That was pretty cool because I'd never been able to do anything like that. And I had completed a series. I felt like I did what I wanted to do. There were, I didn't do everything, but I did what I felt was necessary if I was this person. Mm-hmm. Then Gears of War. I beat Gears of War 1 through 3 at the time. Now it's different because now you got, 4 and Judgment and all these other things. So with Gears of War, when I had beaten all 3 of them, there was a sense of accomplishment because I felt like
you have a complete story.
It's over. And then now we have 4 and now it's continuing on. So that, to me, is a sense of accomplishment of, I feel like I got a whole story with it, and now we're getting this new stuff. Mm-hmm. So those are my little mini ones, all into one, and I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. So, this is good. We're at a good time. 122.
Yeah, we're at a good time.
Any closing statements? Things you want to talk about? I mean, are we wrapping it up? Are we wrapping it up?
I think we're
done with that
yeah,
topic.
we're good.
Good.
Yeah,
we all talked, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. If you want to give me hate about not liking Final Fantasy X, so here's like I have problems with Final Fantasy fans, and it's because my favorite Final Fantasy games are not the stereotypical Final Fantasy games.
10 and
no, my favorite Final Fantasy game. Yeah, it's I've. Everybody's all 7 and 10, blah. I'm like, those are garbage.
No, dang. We're definitely getting a dislike. We're getting a dislike for that.
No,
don't make Quinn cry.
No, because like I don't have like a favorite game, but my top 3 are 11, 12, and 9. Okay. And when people when I say that to people, they look at me odd, and I feel like the people, first of all, a lot of people just dismiss 11, just straight off dismiss 11, and I'm like, well, that's too bad for you, because it's fantastic Final Fantasy game, even though it's online MMO, it's fantastic Final Fantasy game. But yeah, let me know. Hate me. I don't care. Because I get in this all the time. All my Final Fantasy debates with other Final Fantasy fans start out nice and peaceful, and then they always turn into an argument.
Yeah.
And it's just, or like a debate. I should say debate, not an argument. So let me know. Let me know what's your favorite Final Fantasy game. What's your reasons?
Comment section below what your achievements have been in video games.
Yeah.
David, what are you playing this last week or this last month? I guess.
I've been playing Star Wars Force Unleashed because
one of the free games.
The free games for gold.
Free. Okay.
Yeah, because I used to play it on the PS3.
I played it on the Wii.
Is it hold up?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think it holds up well. I haven't played the second one because I heard it wasn't as good.
Yeah, I bought the Humble Bundle they had, and they had those 2 games in it, so I wanted to play both those games too.
Yeah, because I've been playing that, of course, Overwatch in my downtime, and then Rebecca and I played a little bit of Lovers that was on there, Games for Gold too. We played that for 2 people for a little bit. It's kind of tough with 2 people, but it kind of makes the game more interesting because there's stations to accommodate up to 4 players, but we only have 2, so it's like, all right, I'm driving and you're on the shield, but we need someone to shoot. Who's gonna stop doing what?
Curse you, game, for making me have to find friends.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Quinn, what have you been playing this last month of February?
A little addicted to a app game known as Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Fire Emblem series, and I thought for sure, since I hate app games, that I would hate this game. Mm-hmm. But Nintendo is pretty good. I gotta say, they're pretty good at getting me to play this game. They're 2 for 2
now, is what you're saying.
They're pretty good. And then also, I've been playing a little bit with my friend of Halo Wars 2.
Oh, okay.
I've never played an RTS before, so it was a very strange experience, and I was like, it was weird making my brain go like, you gotta do this and do like you got multitask when you do that, and so it was very unusual, but it was very fun. I like the game.
Cool.
I used to play a lot of. Fun fact: the very first game that I ever played online was Command and Conquer: Red Alert.
Nice.
Back in
Did you ever do it with the headset where you could command?
No. Okay. No, that wasn't.
Did you remember that?
That wasn't a thing for that game.
Yeah, like in or no, what was that? Total War, I think, was like that.
But that was back in 1998.
Yeah. No, they didn't have it.
94. I was 94 or 95. I think it was in like 4th grade on our old AOL disc things that we would get.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have been playing Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. I went back to go play that because I'm like, I haven't finished this game. I gotta finish this game. So, which has been getting me into a lot of trouble with other games because I haven't been playing them. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's borrowing my girlfriend's copy of Ocarina of Time for the 3DS because he hasn't played it. No, and so she's been bugging him every single time she sees him. She asks him, how's Ocarina of Time?
Bugging. I need the reminder. Yeah, I want to get through Persona 4 because we got Persona 5. I want to play that with you when we get that in the office. And then I want to play some sort of Final Fantasy thing with you. I don't know what it's going to be though. But anyway, that's not until May, and I don't know when that will happen. So we'll because we still haven't done Steep. We said in the last episode we were going to do Steep.
We're going to try. We just can't find the time.
Snowboard adventures.
That or we just get caught up playing with everybody else on Overwatch.
That's true. So
the only time you pop up on the Xbox is when they're all on.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
when they're all on, we're already playing Overwatch.
Exactly. Exactly. So I got Overwatch and Persona 4. I've been playing.
Next time you guys rank a
Golden.
bunch, just play Steve.
Oh, that happens every day. Anyway.
It's only when we play together.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this episode of Bitcade. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched the full thing, thank you for joining us at the end of the month, and you'll be joining us next week because we'll be talking about the month of March, of what has happened over the last month. Now, if you're joining us for the first week and you'd like to watch it all bit by bit, I enjoy your company, and it is because of you we get to make this awesome content of a podcast. Now, if you want to, so go ahead and subscribe. Feel free to do so. It's up there.
Is it up there? I thought it was down below.
Oh yeah, it is down there. They move it around every time. It doesn't matter. Next update will be over on the side corner. Anyway, sub over there.
It's actually the X on the left side of the screen.
No. Actually, if they click on the video again, it'll give us another view. So So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, thank you so much for doing that. You'll get all the updates from Bitcade if you tap that little bell button. I believe it is down below next to the subscribe button. By doing that, you'll get a notification every single time a video is uploaded as well from Bitcade, from PT Pals, which is when we have a guest and play on, from the PT Plays, when we play Primal Target plays a game and all sorts of stuff. Things ensue. Now, we are also on various social medias. Twitter, Primal_Target. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/Primal Target. And we are over on SoundCloud. We are on SoundCloud.com/Primal Target. You can download this full episode of Bitcade over there at the end of the month when all the videos have been posted. You can download it to your mobile device, whether that be iPhone or Android. There's no discrimination towards that. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, Quinn. My name is Ryan A. Moore. We'll see you guys in the next video.